Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Workshop, featuring Invisble Inc. In the previous episode, we got a new party member and her name is Banks. She's a really awesome character and I'll talk about her right now. Banks, when you usually get her as a starting party member, she's usually the really good infiltration character. She can move throughout the level without having to knock out guards, and she can keep guards stunned for longer with a starting needle that essentially makes the knockout timer longer. So she's very interesting at infiltrating levels and getting through and basically piercing through defenses. But she's not like that right now, and we have to soup her up. I can't afford to spend any credits on upgrading my people because of the simple fact that we need to outfit Banks. And it's very good because we have a mission just to do that.
Pattern resolution at 50%, nearing confidence threshold.
Now we're getting somewhere. Where did you find this thing anyway?
Incognito was built back in the 40s by the pan-European government to run climate models. When the war broke out, she was retrofitted to predict troop movements. When we lost the war, I salvaged what I could of her central intelligence unit. We built Invisble together.
Funny. You never strike me as an anthropomorphizing type.
And you've never struck me as particularly charitable, and yet here you are, helping us out.
I guess we all have our weaknesses.
Gladstone and Monster are very interesting characters, especially in the new Contingent DLC, which is on, by the way, if I remember correctly. So now we need to outfit our characters. So we go to the K&O Security Dispatch because
This is a regional security office, so expect hardened resistance. High-level security operatives may have specialized gear that we can repurpose.
we can get equipment from here. It's gonna be really awesome. We get to access the item, so let's infiltrate. And it only costs us 5 hours to get there, which is very good.
Agents report to transport pads. Now.
So this is talking about lethal weapons. I want to talk about this hint over here. Lethal weapons are rare and costly, but sometimes they're the only way out of a tough situation. For the most part, you guys have only been seeing me knocking out guards, but there is a way to kill people. Excuse me. There is a way to kill people, and well, killing people has its pros and cons. Pro, they never wake up. A dead guy does not wake up anymore, and that's very good if you want to get through the level. It also means that most of the time you can negate a lot of the characters who have knockout resistance by just killing them. So that makes killing a very powerful tool, but every unit in the game has a heart monitor, meaning that if you kill them, the alarm goes insane, and that's very bad. It also costs you money to kill someone because you have to have a cleanup cost or whatever it is. Essentially, it lowers the amount of credits you get at the end of the mission, which is really bad as well. So those are the pros and cons of lethal weapons, and maybe in the next run we'll show you guys a lethal weapons character like Salem. Okay, so this is where Invisble Inc. starts to get interesting. That's a very cool interaction because, yeah. So the stories behind all of these are very interesting. The reason why International was asking about Banks' headaches is because Banks has augments in her head, specifically like the cryocomputer, blah blah blah, because it allows her to make short work of any encryption. But the thing is, it gives her headaches. So yeah. So let's well, we don't need the power bonus right now, so let's not hijack it just yet. Let's move Decker here to check if there are doors. Wow, didn't even see the door. Okay, so it loops in. So there are no doors around here. That's good. Meaning there's only one entrance we have to attack. There's a nano fab. We might as well hack it since we're gonna lose all power next turn. So there's a blockade here. So here's an interesting mechanic. You saw that I peeked and didn't see that much, but if I open the door, I see more. But if I open the door then peek, I see even more than that. So that might be an interesting way for you to gain more information on the things you have to do. So usually I'd run Banks, International over here so that Banks can get in as well. I just really fear that there's a patrolling guard that's gonna come in, so I won't do that. Let's just end the turn. So notice that it says I have 3 rewinds remaining, but before I had 3 rewinds remaining. That essentially means that I get 3 rewinds per level. And early on, it's not that useful, but in the later stages, my goodness, is it amazing. And I will be making use of them, otherwise we will not get that far. Attack the power supply. Wow, that's the advantage of hacking power supplies, by the way. It gives you sight of what they're connected to, meaning that I know the level stretches towards here. And that can be very valuable information. So there's no patrolling guard that went in here. In the earlier levels, guards usually only have 2 waypoints. They go from one place to the other place. But in the later levels, guards have actually longer patrol areas, oftentimes reaching like 3 waypoints or 4 waypoints, which is very atrocious when you're trying to understand what their pattern is. Pattern recognition is very important for this game, so I highly recommend understanding it. Nanofabricators are shops, so we can see what we can buy from it. Torque injectors reduces item cooldown by 1, and that's not that good. So the Vault Disruptor is a very powerful item. A very, very powerful item. Because it doesn't have a cooldown, unlike our regular Neural Disruptor, which has a 3-turn cooldown. And this one's armor piercing, but it takes power to use. So it's a good thing that we have a good setup that gives us 4 power every turn, meaning that International can use this every single turn so long as we don't hack anything. Oh, here's the thing though. So usually I'd want to give this to our newly developed agent, Banks. But the very interesting thing to note about this is that International has her wireless scanner, allowing her to hijack consoles at range. So if she ever desperately needs extra power to use the Vault Disruptor, she's gonna be the one to be able to do that. So I think we should give her the Vault Disruptor and just give Banks the original stun gun. And that should be okay. So International will buy the Vault Disruptor, devoiding us of all of our money, and we can give you the Neural Disruptor, and we can give you the Vault Disruptor. Equip. There we go. And I think we should just give the charge pack to Banks, mostly because a Vault Disruptor does not take a charge pack to reload, so it's pointless to keep it. So this one's just an empty room, if I remember. Yes, it's an empty room. So we can have our agents hide out here just in case. So I know by doing this I'm breaking the rule of not keeping people mostly in the same line of sight. But we can't afford to be too slow, because being too slow is almost as dangerous as being too fast. So let's end our turn. That was very interesting, meaning that there's a running guard somewhere. So we'll have Decker infiltrate first. This is gonna be an amazing, amazing trip for Banks, because she'll get to unlock all of these doors with no problem. There's a drone. Where does the drone go? So it just patrols over there. I guess we can use this opportunity to hack the drone. Drone, let's open the door. Oh, there's a guard. And he was running around earlier. So I can't predict his movements. So this guy's a 180-degree line of sight. There are turrets over here. Oh, there's a daemon. Okay, Let's hack it. Wait, what's this? Daemon database. Okay, so we can find out what daemons are on this level. Paradox. Stops Incognita from hacking temporarily. Reduces all agent AP by 2. Oh, those aren't too bad. Oh, I hope this guy doesn't go into this room. So we're not gonna keep people in the same line of sight. That should be hidden. And this should be hidden. Okay, so now we know this guy's path. And we can still scout using our drone, so that's good. Open this door. So that's a dead-end room, but we can pass by here. There's a camera there. So this turret is what's putting that line of sight indicator over there. Okay. This seems to be where we have to go. And it seems to be the end of the level, I think. So this guy will just continuously run between these 2 points, and that's not bad at all. Banks can take advantage of her ability. And let's unlock this door. Excellent. Yep, by closing that door, we've neutralized the turret's sight range, which is quite good. That's the exit elevator. Alright, we have to double check there any troublesome things. Nope. So, I think that's pretty much most of the level. We just have to go through these 2 spots. And Decker will be our man for that. Let's do the daemon right now because we don't seem to be needed.
Warning, daemon installed.
That's true. Sorry, we don't seem to be needing it. So my plan is to run Decker over here. Because I don't know when this guy turns around what his line of sight will be. So let's just hide over here. Yes, that should be enough to prevent this guy from seeing us. Yep, that indeed was enough. So we have Decker go here. So that's just a... It's a chest. Fine, we can have Decker sit there, I guess. That thing will wake up. So when that thing wakes up, it'll be there, then we just hack it again. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. And I guess International can just sit here, because she basically has nothing to do.
Alarm level 1.
So we're activating extra cameras.
Activated. The walls have eyes.
So next turn we have 4 AP again, so we don't need to get these cameras just yet. But we need to get these 2 things. Okay, so we can have the drone scout ahead for us. Wow, this facility is still gonna be really huge. There's a guard here. So we can have scouting here. So it's a good thing Banks is the one who's infiltrating this part of the map, because this requires a key card, and we haven't found any guards to feasibly knock out. There's no path going there, so International stay there. Sorry, Banks stay there. Oh, what? What? Hmm.
Damn it. It got away.
So this guy doesn't have a armor rating.
Investigating.
So prepare to get ambushed, sir. Ah, that's gonna be really troublesome at some point, but okay.
You can run, scum, but you can't hide.
Are you serious? It's gonna take him 2 turns to do that? Alright, fine. So Banks will continue scouting. I think this is a dead end. Yup, it's a dead end. So Banks can go over here and go into this room, which I believe is the room we have to go to, unless this drone proves me wrong. Wow, this facility is huge. There's just like so many defenses around this one safe. So I'm almost absolutely sure the thing we need to get is over here. So we can hack a bunch of things, which is gonna be the cameras and the cameras. Alright, so that ends the turn. That knocks the guy out. So that guy patrols. Okay. So we can pickpocket this dude. And we can run the heck out of here. He'll wake up in 3 turns. That's fine. Let's hack some stuff. Camera database, please. There's a camera here, so we can hack this to gain sight of this room, which is nothing. Which really just means that this is the room Banks has to go to. Scout.
There's the lockbox. Even if we can't use the contents, we can sell them.
Fractal. Creates 2 new daemon programs on random objects. That's completely fine. So we can choose to go here and get some more credits, but I think that's a bit of a dangerous game to play. So we'll just end the turn. So let's hack something before... There you go. And let's hack this before it puts daemons and everything else.
Daemon installed.
New daemons installed by daemon. Alright. Jolt. KO guards recover 1 point of KO damage. So you can see the daemons actually have varying effects, which can be mitigated by the way you play. So, for example, if you did Jolt while there were no KO'd guards, there's no point, right? Shock Trap 3!
That got their attention. Don't be there when they arrive.
Yep, so that guy's now gonna start trying to investigate here. So he's probably gonna pass through this route over here. So I think hiding here is gonna be enough. But just in case he sees, we'll have Decker in for support. And International can just sit pretty over here, guarding the door.
Alarm level 2. Fire levels increased. Secure additional power.
Oh, there was a path over there. Oh, I don't know. Alright, so Banks gets out. So Dagger and Banks are now in the same line of sight, which is dangerous, so we'll go here. And now we're okay. So this guard will spend useless time looking around here, and I think we're generally safe. We can have... Oh, there's a daemon on this guy, so we can't do that. Well, we can, but it might alert the guards to our position, which is one of the daemons, so we just... Let's just not...
Hey, we're checking it out. Guess it was nothing.
So the pulse drone, as you saw, like sends out pulses, so it doesn't really need to see you to be able to notify the guards that you're there.
Warning.
Okay, shock trap is really good. It's a really good item. What it essentially does is that you can put it on a door, and if somebody tries to open it, they get knocked out. Oh, this is quite a powerful weapon. Because, look, it has a 5-turn cooldown, which is amazing because, remember, your stun guns are 3-turn cooldown. This knocks a guard out for 5 turns compared to the usual 3, and then the range will reach 5 tiles. Meaning that guards in an AoE 5 tiles around where the shock trap is get knocked out. This can be very powerful for a specific strategy in the later levels, which I'll explain when it becomes relevant. So now we put International out of the same line of sight from Decker. Get her in here. Get her in there. And they're none the wiser. I think we should run Banks now. Mostly because there are no nearby enemies, so running is okay. And if somebody tries to get in, we ambush them.
Investigating area.
Oh, that guy finally woke up. And we're gonna get out scot-free. Bam, bam,
The
bam,
more
bam.
equipment we recover, the more tactical options we have in the field. Nice work.
Yes, we do, Central. Yes, we do. Whew, that was a good mission, in my opinion. But we don't have a lot of credits. We're gonna have to work our way to get somebody up to Anarchy level 4. But for now, let's put the shock trap in our inventory so we don't have to manage it. And that pretty much does it for this episode of The Workshop. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, do put them in the comment section down below and I will be sure to answer. Without much else to say, thanks for watching, and good night.